Hi everyone, and welcome to our ThingLink webinar, Get Going with the ThingLink Editor. And I'm delighted today to be joined by Kyla. Hi Kyla, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks, Louise. How are you?
I'm very well. We've got quite a few people joining us today, and I see people are starting to join the chat. Please do say hello and where you're from. We just love hearing and seeing where everyone is across the world. Phoenix, Arizona, love Arizona. So welcome. Delighted that you could join us. I'm Louise and I'm the Director of Community and Partnerships here at ThingLink. And I'm joined by Kyla, who is our...
Yes, I just saw that somebody has joined from the Isle of Skye and someone from Abbeymoor. That's very exciting.
And located amazing.
Yeah, I was just going to quickly introduce myself. I write most of the case studies that you'll see on the ThingLink website. I've been working there for about 3 years. And in writing those case studies, I get to see the most amazing, creative, original examples of really fantastic ThingLinks that all our creators all over the world are creating and sharing. So I get a kind of sneak peek at all this fantastic content. I copy some of it, I share most of it, and I get some really good inspiration. So we've put some of those ideas and examples into this webinar today that we're going to share with you and hopefully give you some really good inspiration about stuff that you can start creating.
Thanks, Kyla. So if you're just joining us, do say hello in the chat and where you're from. We have got just over an hour and we'll make sure that you get the slides that I'm going to show you, and you'll see when we go through the slides that there are so many links embedded into the slides. You'll get them on an email that's sent out to you with any kind of links that we've mentioned whilst we're going through the webinar as well. Sometimes we might mention something and put the link in the chat. We'll make sure that goes into the deck as well. Hello, Susan from Canada, Sandra from Paisley, lots of Scottish educators and creators joining us, which is just super. So this webinar has a really nice agenda to it. And we run a lot of webinars which are more about inspiration and sharing examples and showing new features. But we realized that there was a real need just to put on a webinar which is really just about getting going with ThingLink. And that's what we're going to do today. If you want to play along and create some content as we go, you're more than welcome to. But do keep an eye on the chat. We'll have questions as well. So if you want to put a question into the chat, please do go ahead and do so. But we will have a kind of Q&A session depending on time towards the end as well. And of course, you're more than welcome to reach out to either of us. We're on Twitter, ThingLink on Twitter, or at ThingLink_edu. So we'll go through what is ThingLink and just a little bit of context for you as well, so you can see, you know, the beauty of ThingLink and how much it is loved by educators and content creators, and how it's being used as well. We'll also take a look actually into the ThingLink editor, looking at your account and features. We're going to cover accessibility. That's one of the highest important topics, I think, and you that have been using ThingLink will know this already, but please do bear in mind that there are new things that we've added as well. So this will be a good refresher, even if you know ThingLink already. We're going to be looking at the different types of base media, tag types, sharing and statistics, and that's a lot to get through in just an hour. So I'm going to start with the rest of the deck, and we'll go through a little bit about what ThingLink is. So I'm delighted to say that ThingLink won an award last year at the Jess Education Awards, and we're also a finalist at the BET Awards, which is going on in London at the end of this month. And that is for the best digital learning product. So we're hugely proud of that. And ThingLink has been around about 12 years now. So it really has shown a sustainable, secure, mature platform. It's not something that's just been spun up through COVID times, as many kind of software companies did. So it really has this kind of solid foundation, and it just gets better and better. And that's as a result of the feedback we get from you in the community. All of those suggestions are discussed internally, and there's a lot of improvements that have come directly from the community. So we're changing our kind of model a little bit within ThingLink. So just to show you, and if you haven't seen this before, this is quite exciting. So you'll be aware of the ThingLink editor, and that's the kind of OG. It's the original kind of product that you've known and loved for many years now. Oh, hi, Trevor from Instructure. Yes, we love working with Canvas as well, live from Texas. So the ThingLink editor is kind of like your entry point, and that's where you can easily create your own interactive content. But you'll see now that we've grown, as you'd expect, to encompass a suite of tools. So we now have a way of you using those ThingLink assets that you've created, your images and your videos and your 3D models, to create branching scenario-based learning experiences. And these are just fantastic because they've got data built in. And, you know, when we think about kind of creating learning experiences now, particularly when we're in the era of AI, creating those real world contexts are going to be so much more relatable for people. And also they're kind of experience-based experiences for learning, so that we're not just thinking about learning knowledge, it's actually about acquiring skills. And that's a really valuable current topic of conversation, especially in the era of AI. We're also releasing a new product, which is about guided tours. And I'll show you a little bit about what that looks like in the future. That's, later on in the webinar. And that's because we've had a lot of people creating free form kind of guided tours with 360 experiences where people can click on the various hotspots. And the feedback from our community was that you wanted a bit more structure around a tour so that people could click through a sequential kind of scenes and sequential tags. This is new as well, sneaky peek time. So we're going to be releasing an AR app where you'll be able to look at an image through your camera on your phone. And if there's already a ThingLink created of it, the hotspots will appear. Super exciting. And last but no means least, we do actually have a plugin for anyone that's using Unity where you can take pictures, 360 pictures inside a digital twin, a 3D digital twin. So ThingLink is very much developing into a suite of tools, and you're very much part of our journey as well. So hopefully that gives you that context. So thank you for the thumbs up. I love seeing the emojis, so please do carry on sharing your emojis as we go through. So just to reiterate, ThingLink is a way that you can very quickly and very easily make your images, your videos, your 360, your 3D media clickable with interactive hotspots. Those hotspots or tags can be completely customized by the icon, by the content within that tag. And we're going to look at all the different types of tags and the kinds of content that you can put into those tags as well. But I think this is probably one of my favorite slides of the whole kind of webinar. And I could, sounds awful, I could actually kind of present when ThingLinks go bad, and we don't want to see kind of bad ThingLinks, but it's when people just put hotspots on for the sake of it. And actually that can be quite confusing for your learner or for your viewer, because actually the hotspots that you add can have so much meaning and can be structural centers for perception. So they can be used to guide attention and handhold someone on a virtual visit and direct the viewer or learner to particular points. They can also be used to help explain really complex concepts, tell the story in an image, add layers of information to a story in the image, which I just love the idea of that. And the content of those tags can be multimodal as well. And we'll think about that a bit more deeply in accessibility as well. They can also function as a point of interaction. So you could have a link to a website, a link to a form, a link to a quiz, have other questions in there. So I think it's really important to remember why we're doing it, because we don't want to use technology for technology's sake. We want to use it when it genuinely is going to make a difference. So when you've created your ThingLink and you want to share it, of course, you can just share it by link. You can embed it into your website or other favorite tools. And as you heard, we've got someone from Canvas on, which is a learning management system. You can embed them directly into Moodle, for example. You can embed them into PowerPoint or to Teams and other learning management systems with something called LTI integration. So that's really nice for you to know that you can use your content as individual assets by sharing a link, or you can embed it as part of a course that you're creating. So I am just delighted to see that Jem has put something in the chat about the 5 STEM Festival. And I just wanted to ask you, what's your kind of use cases? If you can just pop that into the chat, it'd be great to stimulate, a short discussion. Because we see lots of uses, don't we, Kyla? And some of them, no, it's fine, Suzanne. So some of the use cases that we see, just a selection, we see infographics, we see scenarios, we see team-based learning, virtual field trips, interactive maps, escape rooms, for example. There's just so many different and varied uses of ThingLink. It really is quite flexible and has infinite uses, really. I don't know if you want to add anything in here, Kyla.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if people quickly want to go up and click on Gemma's amazing infographic ThingLink that she's just shared, and then maybe save it to look at properly later, because I was just getting drawn into it. It's fantastic, and I can already see that there's some amazing design has gone into that. And yeah, infographics are a fantastic way to maybe get into doing your first couple of ThingLinks, because they sort of they do the hard work for you. And having that kind of 2D doorway into the ThingLink, where you can maybe use the tour tag and go off into more complex ThingLinks, is a great way to start. So definitely everybody have a look at that later.
So on the deck that we've created here today and shared with you, when you scoot to the end of the deck, you'll see that we've put a slide for every example of our top 10 use cases, and you can click and read the use cases as well. And then you can go and have a look at the actual examples. So, just to really call out some of the benefits that we've seen from some of the use cases that we've put together. And, please do share some of your benefits in the chat as well. But we definitely have quantifiable evidence that using interactive media can improve engagement and can increase your reach. It shows impactful learning experiences, and that the fact that you are an organization that's creating these kinds of impactful learning experiences shows the culture of innovation that your organization has. And we've talked about accessibility a little bit there as well, but the fact that, when you're creating content, you've got confidence to know that there are accessibility options built in there. And other people have talked about the ease of using ThingLink and reducing cost and time as well. So we're lucky enough that we've got a number of universities that have conducted in completely independent research into the use of ThingLink, and they've shared their research papers which have been peer reviewed with us, and we can put links to those in the chat and in the deck as well. So hopefully now I've built your confidence up in using ThingLink, and you've heard about some use cases. So I just want to start the kind of diving into the editor by showing you some of the accessibility tools that you've got. If you didn't know about them, that you've got them. So I've created this little ThingLink here, which I've embedded into a website, and I'll put the link in the chat for you as well, so you can have a look at this. So the first thing that I just want to show you, and it's kind of by default that you've got this. So if I click on my different types of tag types that we've got, the first really key accessibility feature is the immersive reader function. So when you create a text and media tag, you'll be able to click on this book and speaker icon. And when you click on that, it opens up the text into immersive reader. So you will have text.
Our incredibly versatile.
And all the text there can be read aloud by the viewer. And you're also able to translate the text in that tag into over 80 different languages. And then you've also got text-to-speech
Notre tag
in the way that you've translated that text as well. So this is being used particularly for schools who want to create interactive posters when they've got such a range and diverse range of people in their community who maybe don't have English as a first language or don't have a kind of way of understanding what might be in a poster already. So they've taken a poster, turned it into a ThingLink, put the QR code on the poster, and then they've got the accessible version. So I think it's really important to make sure that, you know, if you're using text and media tags, that you understand that you've got that function there that's baked in. And it did have a picture dictionary as well, and other accessibility tools. So the other accessibility tool, which is really important for you to know about, is that every ThingLink comes with its own accessibility link as well. And what this does is it turns essentially your ThingLink into a web page, which can be used with screen readers. You're able to put in alt text for your ThingLink base image. And then all of those tags and all of the contents will be here. And you can put alt text now in every single image when you create it that's within the tag as well. You've also got these additional options here as well, such as screen readers, and you're able to change the language of that interface as well. So this is a really, really important way for us to show how we're addressing accessibility in the content that we're creating for our learners. Because as you know, many learners don't understand whether they've got accessibility requirements, or children that might not have declared accessibility requirements for a whole host of reasons. So by doing this by default, you've got more confidence. But then, of course, there's all the other aspects about wanting to use multimodal ways of presenting your information. And that also we'll have a look at shortly as well. So I think it's really important for me to show you those things. So now we're 20 minutes in already. So I'm going to dive into our ThingLink interface and your account and show you exactly what this looks like if you're just starting out. So word of warning or caution here that we are going to change this interface, not drastically, but at the moment you can click on and off this sidebar arrow and it shows you these kind of full terms or the icons. We're just going to make that look a little bit simpler. There's no great changes, and you'll be able to see the icons there, and this will be a dark blue. We're just making sure that it always looks nice and up to date. So the first thing I'm going to show you, of course, is your icon, your profile that you've got there. When you click on that profile, you'll be able to see some statistics of your ThingLinks in your account, which is quite useful. And it'll also tell you under here whether you're part of a school or you're part of a teacher license or a school license or an e-learning plan, for example. You'll also be able to see product updates as here and our blog, and this gives you a tally of how many views you've got and used or your seats. Next to your profile is a gear icon, and this has got some of the settings, and the ones that I want to show you Oh, sorry, Leanne, I'm not sure why you've got no sound. Can everyone hear me okay? Put your thumb up if you can hear me okay. Yeah, so we're okay. Not sure what's happening for Leanne. So if you click on the login and security section of your profile, you can change your email here, and this is where you can also reset your password or change your password if you want to as well. So just remember the gear icon or the fidget spinner, we used to call it when I was working with schools. And you'll be able to access some of those settings there as well. In general, you'll be able to change your profile image. So that's the kind of the first things that I wanted to show you. And on the left sidebar here, you'll see your kind of main ThingLink editor. So the first thing I'm going to show you is your content, and this is where you can upload your content to. And the way to think of it, it's just like a kind of Google Drive folder or another type of interface where you'll be uploading your media into that. And it's called My Content, but we probably will change that to say media at some point. But this is where you'll see when you upload your images, your 360 images, your videos or your 3D models, this is where they'll be, and you can organize them in folders as well. Depending on what access you've got, you'll see something called scenarios, and that's where you can create branching scenarios. Some of the legacy free teacher accounts don't have those. Trash bin, this is where you've trashed everything, and the great news about your trash bin is that it doesn't auto empty after 30 days. So if you see something there and you actually want to restore it, it's really easy to restore. And we've done that purposely because we know how annoying it is when you put things in the trash bin and then you think, oh no, I didn't want to trash it. So you can pull that out of there. The next thing that I really want to show you on the left here is the 360 library. This is a collection of 360 images that you can use. They're all copyright free, so you're welcome to go in and use any of those. There's also a learning center here where we've got intro workshops. You can access our free ThingLink Certified Creator course. There's helpful guides on using content. And then there's loads and loads of really nice examples there as well. Everyone has access to this. So you'll be able to go through these examples and explore some of our tutorials as well. So I hope that's given you a nice walkthrough of that ThingLink interface. Right, so now we're going to create a ThingLink from scratch. And the best way to get started is to hit the create button. And when you hit the create button, you'll have a number of options to help you decide where you want to pull your content in from. And remember that with ThingLink, you're able to upload a range of different types of base media. And that can be images, 360 images, videos, 360 videos, or 3D models. Now, you might have them in your Google Drive. In that case, you can import directly from your Google Drive. You'll be able to import from OneDrive. You can create with Canva as well, if you want to. I use Canva a lot for my base images. We also have a function here where you can search on Unsplash, and there's about 2 million images there, which you can use copyright free. And here you will be able to search for whatever image you want to create. So say I wanted to create a ThingLink, which is all going to be about a doctor's surgery. And I click search, and there's the examples that you can use. You would simply click on the image that you wish to use, click continue, and click continue again, and that will take you straight into the editor, and that image will be there. That looks like something out of an 80s kind of sitcom. So that's just to show you that there are images there that you can use, and yes, you will receive the replay, and you'll be able to use those copyright free as well. So I'm just going to put that one into the trash. Another way for you to create is to upload content from your desktop, or you can just drag it over. So I'm just going to show you that I have a 360 on my desktop, which is a 360 image of a gallery, and I'm just uploading that into that window. Click continue, and that will now be in my content. I'm just going to click out of the editor, and here you can see that that gallery image is there. I mentioned Canva. Canva is a fantastic way to create content. And I'm just going to show you here that these are some of the templates that I regularly use on Canva. And I'm really happy to share this with you so that you can create your own templates. And it's really easy to just edit these. And this is one that I've created that might be a kind of virtual front door to a virtual tour, if you like, where you could put little bits of information, tags, and that gives a nice kind of structured view. I've created here, which will be a welcome to a museum. I've created little infographics here. This is all done with Canva, and it's free for anyone to use. As an educator, you get a free account to create the kind of pro type license materials. When I'm doing training, I like to create little infographics like this that show the journey that my learners are going to be taking on the course, and each tag has got information about each session. And this is a really nice visual way to help your learners understand what's going to be ahead, start connecting with you. Maybe you could put a little video in saying, hello and welcome to our course, just a short video. And again, that multimodal experience helps people feel connected to the course that you're creating as well. On Canva, you can create little videos as well. And what I've done for one of my little slides here is create this image, and I've just added a little kind of, it's a bit of gimmicky, but a little kind of graphic that actually kind of jumps some points. And I could actually download this as a GIF, and I could use that as the background to my content as well. So it's really, really nice and easy to make these kinds of interactive assets. But, you don't have to create with Canva. You can just upload your own photos, create these kinds of assets from Google Slides or PowerPoint or any other kind of image. It's just a JPEG. So you'll just be able to upload that into your ThingLink account. So going back to my ThingLink account, I'm just going to show you that I can upload an image that I created as well. So I created a little image file here. Click continue. And here's my little GIF that I've created, which is going to be the sort of virtual tour front door that I'm just about to create. And I'm going to click done on that, so I'll show you when we start adding the tags. If you want to upload other types of files, you can do so as well. If you want to upload a 3D model, these are GLB files. We'll put the links in the deck for you with the further information. And this is going to be a 3D model of a marble head for my exhibition. You just upload it all in the same way. Click continue, and here is a 3D model of a head that I can add tags to as well. So all of this content is just going into my account page, and I can go into any of these assets and start adding tags. I've actually even got a little video to upload as well, which I've created, just a short video just to show you how easy it is to upload. And there are some dimensions that we can put in the chat for you as well. in terms of pixels, but there's a very, very generous kind of data limit for you when you upload your assets, and you can upload multiple images or 360s at the same time as well. Thanks, Kyla. She's just put that in the chat. So the first thing I'm going to do now is to start adding some tags, but hopefully you can see that that's just super simple to upload your media, whether you want to create it with Canva or use anything existing. So 360 tours are a really popular feature. So I'm going to start with my 360 here, and here's a 360 that I've got of a museum. Now, 360 images are quite easy to take yourself. If you have a Google Pixel phone, it has this built in, so you can take photosphere images. There was a Google Street View app. I'm sorry to say that Google are discontinuing that app that you could have used on your phone. Google Pixel phones have got this built in, but you can use something like an Insta 360 camera or a Ricoh Theta that are really, they're not too cost prohibitive, but you can take 360s where it takes that whole kind of photosphere. You can also use panoramic images, which are a bit like a 360, but they're not that true kind of photosphere 360, which is called equirectangular. So I've uploaded my 360 image, as you can see. And the first thing I'm going to show you, if I click on these three dots, this is where I've got the settings of this ThingLink. So here I can change the privacy settings. So I can share within my organization. I can share it publicly. I can share it. It's still accessible to everyone, but it's unlisted, or I can keep it private to myself or within a folder. So I've changed the privacy settings. I can also here rename this file. At the moment, it's just called Gallery 360, but we'll just keep that for now. If I scroll down here, you'll see that there's a few other settings. You can look at the stats of this ThingLink and see how many people have interacted with it. Of course, no one has yet. Move it to a folder. You can make a clone of it if you like, and it copies all the tags as well. And what I really like here is the ability to replace the background. So even if you've embedded this ThingLink anywhere, or you've shared the link, and you just want to switch out that background because it's changed, because things change, right? So you can just switch out that background and all the tags will stay the same. So it really truly is an asset that you can keep updated. There is an ability to download this as well and have an offline viewing function. You're able to clone it and make a copy. I think I just mentioned that. And we can also move it to cache there as well. So that's the kind of more settings or more actions. When I click the edit button, we go straight into the ThingLink editor. Yeah, I'll show you how to do that in a minute, Brian. And that's to change the kind of view that we see in the 360. So the first thing that I want to do to change the kind of way that we view this 360, and this is for 360 only, if I go into settings and I scroll down to the bottom, you'll see that there's an advanced section here. And if I click on the advanced section, this is where I can put it into architectural mode, which actually gives you more of a kind of field of view with an accent on the details. So it preserves the parallel lines rather than just kind of rotating everywhere. And you can also disable the rotation or set an initial direction that people see when they first go into it. So I hope that's helpful, Brian. Okay, I'm going to go straight into add some tags. Okay, so I have a few amazing exhibits in my museum, and you'll notice that there's this sarcophagus here. So the first thing I'm going to do is to add a text and media tag. So I'm going to click on add tags, and you'll see that there's 5 different tag types. So if you think about it, you've got 5 different types of base media. and you've got 5 different types of tags. And of course, you've got those other products that you can use as well, like Scenario Builder. But this essentially is the kind of OG, your main ThingLink editor. So 5 different types of base media, 5 different types of tags. So the first one I'm going to show you is the text and media tag. But when I've done that, you'll see that I've now got this tag. And if you can see closely on the screen, there's also grid lines. And that was a new feature that we brought in last year because people wanted to line up their tag icons. So I'm just going to put this near the sarcophagus and click on the text and media tag. And this is literally a way for you to now go through each of these elements. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a title, which is I've got a little doc ready made up with my text to paste in, so you don't have to watch me typing it. And I'm going to add in a little bit of a description around what a sarcophagus or a sarcophagi are. And you'll see now I've got this text description. And I could just leave it as text, but I want it to be a text and media tag. You can see here this button. I can also put a call to action button in if I wanted to as well. So if I wanted to link this out to a form or a web page, I could do that. I just happen to have a Wikipedia link I'm just going to pop in there. So if you put the URL in first, it then gives you the option to change the button text. So I just put web page. But of course, it's a call to action button. So you could put anything like click here now, and you'll be able to change the colors of that in the settings as well. So you'll probably see as well that this is plain text at the moment, but you do have options here to change and format the text a little bit as well, if you want to. Now here as well, you can upload your media. So it's a text and media tag. Or if you don't have any media and you want to find an image, you can use that integration that we have with Unsplash to find images that you think would go in that tag. So I'm just going to search for a sarcophagus. And here I've got some examples. So now I have a text and media tag, but of course here you can upload other types of media as well. So I'm going to click on the upload button and I'm going to add in a PDF file, for example. And this was another feature that we brought in last year. And your viewers would be able to download that PDF there as well. People still like PDFs. It can still be useful. So now when I click on the arrows, you can see that I've got a PDF to download as well. Other types of files that you might want to put in there, you can also upload a video if you wanted a video to go in there as well. I mean, obviously you can have these as individual elements, but I'm just showing that you can have a good different kind of combination of media that will all play as a carousel. And the nice thing is that you can move these around as well, so they play in whatever order that you want them to. And here we have the little video, and you'll notice that this has controls as well, which is important for accessibility. And that's what I mean about kind of that multimodal experience, because if I was explaining a task, for example, people can stop, rewind, listen to it again. And they also have the ability here to change the playback speed or view that as a picture. I just clicked on the done, so there we go. Now, this is a really nice feature that we've just added, and I mentioned the alt text. So now if you'll see, quite small on the screen there, that there's 3 dots in the editor view where I uploaded that image, and I can also add alt text here. And whilst this won't show on the image itself when used with a screen reader or that web link view that I showed you, people would be able to see the alt text. Sorry, the alt text will play with the screen reader It won't show, but it will be there when used on a screen reader. But you can also add in a caption if you want here. So you could put the alt text as well so that it's viewed as a caption. So there we have my caption there, and I've got my alt text in there as well. And that can be done for every single image that's in your text and media tag. So there we have it. We have text and media. You can also upload audio, and that could be an MP3 file, or you can speak directly into that tag and it will play when the tag's opened. So that in essence is your text and media tag. If you wanted to, you can change the icon into something more appropriate. So I'm just going to put an eye there to show my text and media tag. It's got information in it, and click done. And you can still move that tag anywhere about. You might have noticed that this tag is actually quite small for a lot of information. So what you're also able to do in your settings is to turn that into a larger pop-up, which is quite useful. And that's your text and media tag. I'm going to add in another text tag now to my marble statue that's on the other side, and show you that you are also able to upload 3D models to work directly into a tag as well. And I'm just going to show this now. Yeah, you can, if you can create transparent tags as well, and I can show you how to do that. That's quite easy to do. So here we have our 3D model, and of course you can put text in there as well if you wanted to. And I can change the icon again into something like a star, just for the purposes of this demonstration. And there we have it. I have my marble head, and you're able to put a little tag anchor line there as well if you wanted to, and click done. So now I have a tag anchor line to show you the marble statue, and I also have here a tag with lots of media in. Another couple of tags to show you if you wanted to use them. You can add in a plain text label. This is just is what it says on the tin, a plain text label. And you can also add in content from other third-party tools as well. And what I've put together for you is a sheet which we can share with you, with examples of the kinds of things that you can put into your embed tag, whether it's Google Maps or Forms or Calendar or Padlet or Wakelet, that's very popular, or Flipgrid. And this is a really nice way of being able to see those examples, because every example here links to something to show you. So here I've got, excuse me, how it works with, sorry. How that works with a Google form, and that works just beautifully there. Okay, so back to my ThingLink now. I'm going to show you the tour tag and how that works. So I'm going to go back into my ThingLink page and show you that I've got this kind of intro to our tour, and I want to put in a tour tag that links to my 360. So if I click on the edit button now and click on add the tag, I'm going to choose the create the tour, and this opens up I'm not sure about embedding Articulate into Articulate 360. I think that's kind of got its own interactive tools that you can use, but I'll have a check with that, Maureen. So here I've opened up the tour tag, and I'm going to put in an arrow which will be to take me to that particular scene, and I'm going to click done. Oh, just change that. So I'm going to pop that there, change the icon to that play icon, and here I can select the scene that I want that to go to. So I'm going to click on my 360, and you can also put a little bit of text there so that it helps your viewers to know what that is going to be. So enter the gallery. There we go. If you wanted to, you could even put a conditional transition in there, so people have to enter a password, for example, to go through to that, which is how people create gamified experiences or escape rooms. And I'm going to click done. And there we have it. So if I click done again, we have our ThingLink ready to share, which is the 2D image that I created. And then if I click on the enter, it's going to take me into that 360. So in about 20 minutes from scratch, we've created this whole kind of experience, which is a guided tour. So now I'm going to click on the share button. And I've realized that what I also need to do is to make sure that I've changed the privacy settings on my top one to make sure I can share it. And if I click on the share button, you'll see here it gives me the options where I can embed it on a website, and that gives me the code. And if you want it to look like this one with a web link underneath it, then you are able to do that. If I just go back into there, by including the web accessibility link, and it puts that web link underneath it for you. You're also able just to share it by link. And when people open this link, it will have the ThingLink interface at the top. And you'd be able to share this with Google Classroom or in Teams or in Facebook. And it works beautifully in Twitter, by the way, as well, because it actually expands on Twitter and you can interact with it directly in Twitter as well. You can also here create a QR code, and this is super popular for people who maybe want to put this into a poster, don't want to go off to another QR code generator. And obviously, you can get the statistics from this as well. Your other sharing option is to share by direct link, which when you do so, again, you've got the QR code there. It will show you the whole kind of screen. So I'll just show you what that looks like by opening up that into a new tab. And here you can see it shares the whole interface, whereas so you don't have that banner at the top. And then another option you've got also is to view as a presentation, where it will show you the tags and the contents of the tag. I can show you what that looks like in a second. And then you're also able to view in VR if it is a 360 image. And with viewing in VR, you'll be able to get a short link to use within a headset as well. You can also share in PowerPoint. And if you wanted to, you could actually just embed that straight into a PowerPoint and then share the PowerPoint with your viewers or your learners as well. And that's super easy to do. It's a pop-up that you would then insert into your PowerPoint. So there we have it. Within a few minutes, really, we've been able to create this tour from scratch. And I'm just going to show you now a way of sharing internally, which is quite useful. If you wanted to share a folder and collaborate with your colleagues, we find that this works really, really well. If you upload an image and it appears too small, that's because of the resolution of the image. So you might want to put your image into Canva and maybe put it onto a background. It's a really good question though, Suzanne. See these images here that I've created in Canva? I've used a resolution which is 1920 1080. We'll pop it in the chat and it's on the deck, some optimal kind of specifications. And that's just the same size as 16:9 or a PowerPoint. And that's a really good resolution size. So what you could do is upload your image into Canva or Google Drawings or anywhere else that you use, and then pop it on as a background and then download it again. So that's the reason why it's appearing small when you upload it. Going back to my content. So imagine now I want to create a folder and give everyone in my team access to be able to edit. It's really easy to do that. You can do this by creating a folder, and I'll just call this the webinar folder. And you'll see now I have this new folder and it's not shared with anyone, but I'm able to rename this folder, move it into another folder, but manage access as well. So at the moment, I'm the administrator of this folder, but I can give access to all the users in my organization if you have other people connected to your ThingLink account. If you want to, you can give individual people access, and you can select whether they're a viewer, an editor, or an administrator of that folder and all the content within it. And this is just really helpful if you want to create assets for the whole organization that people can share or they can view. And it might have examples that you want to share as templates, for example, that people can edit as well. So it's almost like having your own inbuilt asset directory. And that's Kyla added to that folder. And now you'll see that there's some people icon in there as well. So I'm just going to pause there because I know there's about 10 minutes to go, and just see if there's any other questions that are coming through, Kyla. That's been quite a whistle-stop tour.
I think I've been answering all the questions as far as I can see as they've been coming up. There was a question about transparent tags. Lisa, I don't know if you're able to just give a quick thumbs up to see if that has answered your question. What I said, I think possibly the support article hadn't quite made that clear, that the particular steps you need to take. So hopefully that's answered your question there. So we've answered about the resolution. If there's anything else that I've missed, maybe people could just highlight them again in the chat for me. But I think we're keeping up with it so far. Brian has really shared a great resource.
Oh, Maureen, that's brilliant. It can be embedded in Articulate. Excellent. If a folder is created to share with others and you make them a viewer, can they copy and then copy to edit? Yeah, that you can set it so they can clone it as well, but not edit it. If you don't want people to be able to clone the content, then you're able to adjust that in your settings as well. So if you go into settings here, I've got my settings, and I go into general, you can disable cloning here as well. So that's the best way to do that if you want to do that. Great. Well, we're bang on time then, which is just super, because what I'd love to do is to go back and just show you some of the things that I promised I'd show you as well. So as I mentioned, we are responding to feedback and developing our products to feedback as well. And I'm just delighted to show you something new that we've been working on. And I'm just going to share this tag with you now. So I created this a bit earlier to show people what that looks like. And what guided tours is, as you've seen with the freeform guided tour that I just created, is that this is a structured way to show people around. So this is how it works. If you click on the arrow, here it takes you to your exhibits. And instead of having a tag, you've got a focal point. So you can select the focal point that you want to take people to. And here's the text that I put in about the sarcophagus. Now, the great thing here is that you've got a speaker at the bottom. And if I click on that, thinking about it.
A sarcophagus, meaning flesh.
So it has text to speech built in. So what this means is that you can create narrated guided tours that people can go through with just a click of a button, and it takes people, and you can embed ThingLinks there as well, and have this different experience. And if you want to be a beta tester of this, I'm really happy to give you access to it. so you can have a go. We'll drop the link into the deck with a form if you want to participate in a beta. And here, just to show you again, that's an embedded, feedback form that I've created just to go into this experience, and you can go back through it. So what this does, I guess, is just help to provide that structure around a tour. So yeah, we do have a little thing that I can show you that we didn't add into our other content. So if I go back into my 360, I'm just going to share this now. So here's that 360 tour that I quickly spun up, just to show you at the bottom corner here. You can disable these buttons if you want to, but you can click on the zoom. There's also related scenes, so you can jump and search across all the scenes and have a little tick to show you ones that you've gone into. You can also, if I go into the edit button and go to settings, you can also create a little quick info panel. And here, for example, I could say, welcome to our tour. And I could put a description there. Please click the tags. And you could also put buttons in for social media as well. Click done, and then done again. And now when you share your ThingLink and people view it for the first time, this will automatically pop up, which is a little information panel. And again, it's got the immersive reader built into it. So people can use those accessibility and translation options as well. In the advanced settings, there are other things like changing the color scheme. If you want to brand it in your color scheme, you can disable the animation so you don't get those kind of pulsating icons. You can upload audio to play throughout the whole ThingLink as well. We haven't got time today, but you can also put in a little floor plan if you wanted to of your virtual tour, but that's for another advanced setting, because today was just about getting going with it for the first time, which I think we've done pretty well to get through. And I did mention that we also have an AR app coming out as well, which is super exciting. With our AR app, and I've actually got it working in my office. I'm not sure I've got enough time to do it, but you'll be able to use your phone to scan on a picture, and the picture will open up with the ThingLink app, and you'll have the hotspots of what's on that picture as well, which will work with 2D and 3D images. So we are very excited about that coming up soon. So yeah, just some last questions to cover before we bring it to a close. We do have a ThingLink Unlimited bundle offer. If you're interested in that, then please get in touch with us. The ThingLink Unlimited bundle means you've got unlimited seats, unlimited views, unlimited uploads, and all those advanced features as well. So you'll be able to get in touch with us about that. We're super excited that you've been able to join us today. I know we've got through an awful lot. It's usually a bit more chatty rather than instructional with our webinars. But do have a look at the deck. All of those examples, which are just delightful, are there for you to scroll through in your leisure. And if you want to be part of our suite of case studies, then we would be absolutely delighted to write some case studies about your content as well. Thank you. I'm loving the comments coming through. That's just super. And yeah, we're really excited about it, Pam. Thank you, Philip. Thank you, Gemma. And if you're watching this on the replay, hope that you've enjoyed it as well, and you'll get access to all of the links as well. So I think that's all from me. I don't know if you want to add anything, Kyla.
No, really, all I'd say is if you've never made a ThingLink before, the best thing to do is just get stuck in there and have a go. And if there's anything you want to change afterwards, it's so easy to update. Even once you've published it, even once it's out there, you can make any edits and changes you want. So just get started and see what you can do.
Thanks. That's a lovely note to end. And it's a big thank you from me for joining us out. That's just so great to see the comments coming through. Everyone's showing a lot of love for ThingLink. It genuinely is one of the nicest EdTech tools out there. I know I'm biased, but I can say that with conviction. So thanks ever so much, everybody. And we look forward to hearing from you again in the future. Thank you.